And all of these carnivore, keto, all these dietary influencers, every social media influencer for the most part of any popularity is a member of a secret society. And the reason we're going to talk about Freemasonry today is because I am sick of these assholes targeting and harassing me. All I have ever done with my YouTube channel is provide a service to other people in the form of nutrition and dietary advice with my companies, Frankie's Strange Meat, Frankie's Strange Foods, whatever it may be. And at any point in time where I've spoken negatively about other people, it has been about their dietary advice. His past is much worse than anything anyone else has ever done, and I've been kind enough to not talk about him or not expose him for anything because I don't see the point in tearing someone down unless it's their dietary advice. And at this point, for me, talking negatively about some of these people higher up, especially people like Dr. Berry, will cause me more trouble than good. They'll just censor me further. They'll suppress my channel even more. If you've noticed, the videos on my channel can't really go past 30, 40,000 views. They are gated. So one of the main points to talk about today is that the Society of Freemasonry is one of many secret societies. A lot of these secret societies have faded away over years and years and years. But Freemasonry is probably the largest existing one right now, and they still have these ancient secrets. And there's about, many million people worldwide, but probably about 2 to 3 million people in the United States who are a member of Freemasonry. And their goal is to control the masses through deception and lies. And the main theme in this live stream today is that all of these people are a bunch of liars. They will lie to you. So, one in particular that I'm pointing out today because I'm a little bit irritated that this person has been purposefully harassing me as well as scheduling live streams at the same time as me, which is very, very obvious, is Primal Edge Health. And the main way we can speak about Primal Edge Health being an obvious Masonic plant is what he won't talk about and what his main focus of his channel is. I'm sorry, I'm a little out of focus. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. So he's a Christian. He's obviously Christian. He pushes Christianity. He pushes religion. He's controlling people. Religion is one of the main forms of Masonic control through pessimism, usually getting people to focus on the negative and hope for the positive when all they're really doing is focusing on the negative. He's already a Christian, which means he's a shill. He's a shill for some type of special interest group. A lot of these Masons are Christians. They push Christianity because it's what they are being paid to do. If you notice, just like Primal Edge Health, Bobby's perspective is a converted Christian. One thing that Bobby's perspective has in common with Primal Edge Health is that they're both ex-vegan and they're both Christians. One thing that Corn Faker has in common with Bart K, as well as I think Primal Edge Health, is they are also ex-military. The military, the police, the fire department, all of these government organizations are run by Masons. They are all Freemasons. members of the Freemasonic secret society. But what does that entail? It means this is not pre-recorded, guys. They have sworn an oath to serve Masonry. And in the case of what Primal Edge Health is doing, he's pushing Christianity. He's harassing people like me that are not Masons, despite me only doing good. The only thing I've spoken negatively about is my channel being plagiarized. And these people are harassing my sexuality, my personal life, and trying to discredit myself and my businesses, where I have done no such thing to other people. I have only been honest, and I can start being not so nice. I can still be honest and tear these people to shreds, but these people need to be deceitful, deceptive. They need to lie to insult me. They need to schedule their live streams at the same exact time as me. I'm a little earlier today because, he's been scheduling all of his live streams at the same time as me. It's a form of harassment. He is purposefully scheduling his live streams at the times I've been live streaming for years and years and years. And more recently, that's all he's been doing. And what he actually talks about is he's trying to act like controlled opposition, but he's not actually telling the truth. Primal Edge Health will not acknowledge that I have not watched any of his live streams in the past. I've not watched any of his videos in the past year or so, but I guarantee you, not once has he told the truth about Toyota Corolla. Not once has he told the truth about 5 grams in radiation, and he will not address these topics. You would think that someone who's controlled opposition, someone who's trying to push a certain agenda, who's not trying to push a certain agenda, who's trying to go against the mainstream, would talk about those things being fake, those things being part of the New World Order. I guarantee you he will not talk about the New World Order because these Masons are off limits with that shit. The Masons cannot talk about the New World Order because the Masonic goals arch way over a little dietary community. The Masonic goals at large right now in the world are to deceive people into the New World Order. So there is no way in fuck, just to prove some guy named Frank Tufano on YouTube wrong, is he going to actually tell the truth about Toyota Corolla, about the pandemic, about the New World Order, and what some people do for mediocre paychecks, sad Freemasons. No, he's a sad, pathetic individual that's pushing Christianity, that's harassing myself, that's deceiving people into I don't know what his bullshit talks about, like transhumanism, pretending like he's pretending like he's being righteous and he's on the right side. He's completely full of fucking shit, and he's very good at playing the part. He's very good at pretending to be on the good side like me, but what he's actually doing is harassing people, and he's a very obvious member of this Masonic club. The Christianity, the ex-military, the ex-vegan being repurposed into a carnivore. And one of the more obvious things is he's talking to vegans. He was able to get John Venus on in a discussion. I think he was able to get Raw Alignment on live stream. He's able, all of these people are Masons. They're members of these secret societies. They're members of the Illuminati. See, live with John Venus, no longer vegan. How do you think Primal Edge Health was able to get John Venus live on his podcast? Because they are all members of secret societies. They're all on the same side. The vegans and the carnivores are all here to deceive you. They're all on the same side. They're all members of this Freemasonic deception. You're wondering how is Primal Edge Health able to get all these random doctors and Goji Man and Michaela Peterson? How is he able to get all Raw Alignment? How is he able to get all of these people on his podcast like nothing? How is he able to do it? Because they are all members of secret societies. They work internally together to promote each other, and they don't have any integrity or creativity or actual understanding of nutrition, so they won't work like myself every day to make videos. Every single one of them, and the point I'm making here, and the main point that I should have said at the beginning here, is that if you support Primal Edge Health, if you support Michaela Peterson, if you support Bart K, if you support Corn Faker, if you watch any of these people, Ken Berry, whatever, basically, if you're watching any carnivore dietary influencer, you're directly supporting the opposition that is stealing all of my information from my YouTube channel. And they're also people that are not being truthful about the New World Order. You are supporting The New World Order, you're supporting the deception by watching these people and supporting their monetization. How are you going to talk about Freemasons when you're bot silencing speech? My donations are not working. So if you have, I haven't been able to figure out why the donations aren't working. My Streamlabs says maybe they're just being used as advertising for all types of crap food. It's completely ridiculous. That's actually true though. So so we can talk more about these specific details. I did not write up a script for this video, so I don't have talking points. I had a few things I did want to mention. So one main point that I just said, by supporting these people, you're supporting the Freemasonic New World Order agenda. By supporting these Freemasons that push the carnivore diet, you're supporting their deception, you're supporting them monetarily, you're supporting the deception of the New World Order agenda. And the carnivore diet in itself is a Freemasonic plot to sell feedlot beef. If Frank Tufano never existed, they would never have tried to sell grass-fed meat or certain foods. The only reason that these people are selling grass-fed meat and trying to cater to the grass-fed audience is because I've had such an influence on the carnivore community that they have to. They're trying to sell grass-fed beef to take my viewers and all that stuff. And it's absolutely pathetic. David Icke is a great example of Freemasonic controlled opposition, where his goal is to steer and mislead people. Although part of what he says is true, he's made to appear crazy. And the main goal of David Icke is when you watch David Icke's videos, when people watch David Icke's videos, they are put on a list. And at some point in time, what I've seen said in several different places is they're going to gather people up, the non-dissenters, the people that don't agree with the mainstream. They're going to gather them up, and, well, the extreme version of this is they're going to gather you up and throw you in a camp. What's really probably going to happen is they're going to know who you are. They're going to track you. They're going to target you with electromagnetic frequencies. You're going to be put on a list, and you're going to be monitored and harassed by the government in some way if you watch David Icke videos, if you support David Icke, or if you mention his name. But these satanic clowns will try to ban meat. What you have to understand is a lot of this Masonic deception is about deception. Deception is lying. They are lying to you. Are they actually going to ban meat? Are they actually going to forcibly inject you with something? No, that's part of pushing fear, pushing panic, keeping people in a very negative state. That's the goal of them saying things like that. Are they going to do lesser extremes of that? Yes, they are. They might spray vaccines in the air. You know, who knows how they're going to get it into our bodies? They might put it in. I don't know if smart dust is real or not. They could put it in the food supply. There's a bunch. They're not going to physically inject you. Frank's the only one that talks about clean water too. Yeah, the main focus of these carnivore Freemasons is going to be like eat meat and be happy. They'll never say grain-fed beef is bad. They don't really focus on raw dairy. They don't really talk about seafood that much. They don't talk about and that's dietary stuff. In regards to actual, they won't talk about that carbohydrates are actually okay to eat if you have high quality versions. They don't usually talk about sun exposure unless they're trying to sell you some red lamp bullshit. They will not. I've never seen someone else talk about water besides myself for some reason. I don't understand why. I'm sure they're gonna have some water guy come out soon and with healthy water, selling water on Joe Rogan soon. But for some reason, they haven't copied my push for high quality water sources yet. I haven't really seen anyone else talk about that on YouTube. That's a big one they can still copy from me. One thing they will absolutely not talk about is the dangers of radiation in general in your environment and how to protect yourself from it, because it's part of the control, it's part of the monitoring, it's part of the larger Freemasonic plot. They're going to rewrite history and say Soviet gulags were humane and just. They've always written history, and I would not believe any of history as it is right now. I wouldn't believe in anything you've been told your entire life, because it's all written by these Freemasonic clowns, these Freemasonic psychos in control. to control you and to keep the population controlled. And you have to understand these secret societies and these ancient teachings, they're kept very, very secret for a reason. Like thousands and thousands of years ago, like in the not thousands, probably hundreds of years ago, because thousands of years ago it was probably rewritten. We don't know what was going on. You know, this is like, you know, disciple worship shit. You would get recruited into the society. You would have to prove yourself for years and years and years. And then you would be given this information in secrecy, and you're not to share it. So one other thing that you have to understand about Freemasonry is that all of these people swore a death oath. They all swore a death oath when they joined their. I would have to actually look into some of them. We know raw alignment is definitely not a girl. But that's another thing. That's how deep the deception goes. They literally will lie about their gender. That's how deep it will go. And you know, usually it takes a little bit of like know-how in regards to like skeletal structure identification and looking at like the bones in the face and that type of stuff to tell if a person is a biological male or female. But you know, these people have had hormones, and these people have had access to drugs to alter their sexuality ever since, you know, history has been written. So they've been inverting gender since they were a young age. So who knows who's a male, who knows who's a female? The point is, the deception will go as deep as their gender. And if they're willing to lie to you about their gender, what else are they willing to lie to you about? So when these people swear this death, let's bring up the. I want to read it again. We read it last on another live stream. But just so you know, let's see if we could find the Freemasonic oath. Freemason oath. And again, there's a lot of different secret societies, groups. The Illuminati is a popular one. The Masons are a popular one. Let me see if I could. I probably should have brought this up. Okay, here it is. Okay, so these are the oaths. All. So original oaths. Stage 1, my throat be cut from ear to ear, and my tongue be torn out by its roots. Our breasts be torn open, our hearts and vitals torn out and given to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field. Our body to be cut asunder, and your bowels gush out. Each of the penalties accompanied by gestures known as the execution of the penalty, which stimulates the actions described in the oath. So they're doing some very ritualistic stuff. Oath of an entered apprentice Mason. I will never reveal any part or So it's a very, you could call it satanic oath that they swear. Basically, they're swearing against being tortured to death. and their families being tortured to death. And if you wonder why no one breaks their oaths, the oaths of Freemasonry, is why would you if you're in an elite and exclusive club that can basically give you whatever you need? If their plan is to have one world government, wouldn't people rebel though? I mean, 9 months ago, you'd probably say, well, if people had to be locked inside for 6 months, people would probably rebel. But the way they go about doing things, with the deception, with the slow incorporation of things, with the lies, with the climate change bullshit, with the vegan bullshit, they're able to brainwash and fearmonger people into a lot of things. Why would Russia, China, and Iran be in on this 5G stuff? It's all one world government. There's no point in separating countries. Did you see Rat Boy on Rogan? Is he was his podcast posted already, or is it going to be? I thought it was going to be posted later this week. No, his podcast isn't posted yet, but we'll be sure to tear him an asshole. Is Haleman a Freemason? I mean, probably a very low level secret society member. Very, very low level secret society member, but mainly because he popped out of nowhere and he's harassing me for no reason when I've never mentioned him in my life. I'm already getting headaches from the 5G around our townhouse. When people start buying all the iPhones, it's going to get so much worse. Yeah, no, the people are suffering from radiation poisoning, and I'd be curious if people are going to be able to figure out that it's the 5G towers. No sound. What do you mean no sound? Your stream is glitching out. Yeah, well, if there was one thing you could talk about on YouTube that'll get you taken down, it's probably this. The live stream is probably going to be heavily censored, as most of my live streams, and not a lot of people are going to see it. But hopefully, the few people that see it can just spread, just hopefully just get me more supporters and remove supporters from these liars. I don't think Frank can grow a beard because he lacks the facial hair follicles. That's genetics. Yeah, I can grow a very tiny amount of facial hair that doesn't look good. I don't know if Frank is a biological man. I have an Adonis belt and a giant fucking dick, so my face might be a little pretty, but I'm a guy. Rogan has that satanic logo eye. Well, I was going to talk about this in a different video, but I guess we could bring that up now real quick. So, Joe Rogan has some very obvious symbolism on his. I guess this is a pretty good time to bring it up. Joe Rogan has very obvious symbolism on his logos and in his Instagram posts, even just recently. So. They're pretending like it's fucking fake, but it's not. They're joking like, oh, the Illuminati, haha, I have an eye on my forehead. No, that's fucking real, and that's the real symbolism. It's on the dollar bill. It's on the single US dollar bill. You know, all the symbolism. The pyramid, the eye, all this bullshit symbolism on the dollar bill, and he's got it there too. And then if you go to Joe Rogan's Instagram, they're all a bunch of fucking secret society members. We can't hear you when you're off the screen. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Oh wait, so when you guys were off the screen on the when I was off the screen at the initial part of the podcast, you guys couldn't hear me? Let me see. Is that what's happening when I Oh, no, you should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear me cuz even when I turn the microphone's still working. No, it's not technical. There's no tech issues. It's working just fine. I'm looking on my end. It's fine. I don't think it's the software because it says it's working, but maybe it's not. Oh, so you can't hear me when it's off the screen, even though it's saying it's working. All right, but maybe there's a couple things missing from the initial part of the live stream that I was talking about. When the picture appears, no. Okay, so I think the initial part of the live stream is probably not working, which is not good because I kind of pitched a little bit of I should have redone the live stream then, but whatever. I got most of my points across. The thing I was saying in the beginning of the live stream when the picture was up on the screen was I was just saying how all of these people have one thing in common. They are members of secret societies. They've all harassed me in some capacity in the past, and they're all members of secret societies. That's the main thing they have in common. Frank, trans still have penises and no facial hair. Well, most of them get surgery to remove their private parts, and a lot of them have laser hair removal to remove their facial hair. Like, what do you want me to tell you? So the symbolism's obvious. Getting people to understand that these people are members of these secret societies is difficult. But you can parallel certain things that make it very, very obvious. And it's sad because they're stealing my information, what I've worked hard, and that the reason I'm calling them out and the reason I'm exposing them and what they've done to me is because they've stolen my information. They've personally insulted me. They harmed my business. Why do I know this? Because I'm smarter than any of those fucking idiots. You understand? Being in a secret society doesn't make you smart. It doesn't make you fucking special. It doesn't make you hardworking. It gives you an advantage over other people. And despite all of these carnivore clowns having huge advantages over me, getting on podcasts, appearance, national television, despite them having huge advantages over me, they have still, and I'm probably one of the only people that have had enough intelligence, integrity, and have been hardworking enough to make these Masons look like a bunch of fucking idiots. Imagine supporting toxic collagen powder. Cringe. No, but that's the type of stuff I'm trying to expose. Collagen powder's toxic. These people, and the crazy fucking thing is, these vegans are busy harassing me and not these carnivores that are selling agrochemical waste products. Like, you would think if the vegans actually cared about animals, they would go after Corn Faker and all these fucking people that are selling meat from tortured animals, literally tortured fucking animals. They're selling meat from them. And they don't care. They don't talk about how those animals are poisoned and tortured. And those Midwest farmers will talk about how great they treat their cattle. It's fucking ridiculous. Do you think Earthling Ed and his followers are attacking you? Earthling Ed, the thing is, the vegans, to my understanding, there's different secret societies, and from what I can tell, people can be in multiple secret societies. So, they could be both members of the Illuminati and Freemasonry, but I think most vegans are members of the Illuminati as opposed to the Masons. The reason there are vegans and people that you see on vegan channels attack me is because, look, a lot of these paid social media workers are people that post positive comments on people's channels. You might notice that I did a video on Adam Ragusea, who's any social media influencer, as I said, popular, a member of Masonry. So Adam Ragusea has had probably, I've never had so many people constantly comment on a video I've made and just defending him for no reason, you know? when people make videos talking shit about me, my viewers don't go to their fucking video and defend me. They don't care. And I don't expect them to do that either. I don't expect my viewers to care about, like defend. They're not going to defend me. Like, my viewers come to me for enjoyment and like for a happy part of their day. They're not going to go watch someone talk shit about me and defend me. Like, that's not why my viewers watch me. But all of these other social media influencers, Greg Doucette, whatever, have fucking droves and droves, dozens to hundreds of commenters that just type shit up whenever someone talks negatively about them to defend them. And those are the paid social media workers that are working for them. Rat Boy has a ton of them. They censor, and Earthling Ed too. They just censor and mislead media to push the agenda. Raw Bliss is crazy, but he for real shares about how bad radiation is. I mean, Raw Bliss is probably not a member of any secret society. He has very low YouTube viewership. He's not really that popular. I doubt he's a member of any secret organization. That's why he can talk about whatever he wants. Illuminati and Freemasons is a triangle. Most of the grassroots are clueless fools looking for a meaning in life. I defend you, but they already banned my ass. Yeah, but these social media workers will constantly make new accounts, constantly post, constantly harass, and they won't let it go. I think most of these social media influencers are simply controlled by money, and the elitist groups won't allow them to join. Well, no. I mean, there's some aspect to that social media. If you're able to pay a social media influencer and give them a financial incentive, I mean, are you going to recruit them into your secret society at a low level? I don't see why they wouldn't. I agree with you. I think only fairly popular social media influencers are even members of secret societies, but who gives a shit? The point is, these people think they're special. They're keeping a secret to themselves to deceive other people for their own benefit. And once you understand that these Freemasons, these Illuminati are just in it for themselves, because if you're part of the secret society, you're basically in service to that society, and you can't deviate from it, as we said with the oaths. So, if more people understand that these social media influencers and these people are, you shouldn't be watching their videos. You shouldn't be trusting. Last thing you should do is trust what they say. Michaela Peterson has a shirt with the Illuminati symbol on her Instagram. I mean, come on. It's a fucking obvious one. Like, Jordan Peterson is like the biggest fucking plant there has ever been. But again, people are mainstream and they just believe all the bullshit. Where's the Illuminati symbol? I mean, how far down did you scroll? Is it this one? Oh, is she symbolizing devil horns? Where's the someone said there was she's wearing a shirt with the Illuminati logo. I mean, you don't have to really like, oh, there you go. That's actually a triangle with the symbol of the all-seeing eye of Osiris, I believe. Like how much more fucking obvious? Like, was anyone even say this shit? I really like that tank top. Where can I find it? These people have no fucking clue about the symbolism. I knew it. Illuminati confirmed. Oh wait, hold on. You guys can't see that comment. Oh wait, what happened? I knew it. Illuminati confirmed. You know what's funny? Modern media has made Illuminati a conspiracy theory, when she's literally a member of the Illuminati and she's literally wearing a shirt that symbolizes it. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. I mean, this is obvious symbolism for Illuminati. Upside down triangle. This bullshit. Like, come on. Like, seriously, go take a fucking hike. Member of a secret society, pushing a feedlot meat agenda. Famous for no reason. Not intelligent, not attractive, not anything. Go fucking figure. Who knows what these people are lying about? Peterson family is high-level Mason, maybe Illuminati. Yeah, Jordan Peterson probably has to be a high level Mason because of how much of an impact he has on other people and how much he's done. You don't need to be in the Illuminati to be a servant slave and fulfill their will. Yeah, but most of them are in some sort of promise that they might join it or they know about it. Mainstream media does this to taunt you. Yeah, no, there's ton of symbolism in in all modern media, numeric, and there's very obvious stuff. Like pretty much every car logo is a fucking Masonic or Illuminati symbol. The snake died. His logo is just a strange Freemasonic statement. Yeah, you can't really trust anyone. You can't really trust anyone. And each of them are usually playing a fairly small role. You know, there's a reason I talk about so many different aspects of health and life and that type of stuff, and I talk about whatever I want. Where these people are have to, like Corn Faker has to stick to the grain-fed carnivore theme. Rat Boy has to shill collagen powder for the rest of his life. Michaela sticks to the grain-fed carnivore theme. Do you think they realize they're in on it, or they're useful idiots? I mean, most of them know they're not doing good. Like, are some of them useful idiots? Probably not. They wouldn't be. If they were useful idiots, they might not be that effective. I mean, there's definitely some low-level vegans that just get brainwashed into it that are useful idiots. But generally speaking, if someone's actually a member of the society, they're not a useful idiot. They don't just let everyone join. Media created the term conspiracy theorist. Yeah, no, conspiracy theory is a term created to basically discredit something. Like what are you saying? Like, what is conspiracy? Like, can you define conspiracy theory? Well, it's something that isn't true. So why don't you call them a liar then? Because by natural law they can't. If I say that 5G cell towers cause radiation poisoning, which is identical to coronavirus symptoms, then they can't really call me a liar because that's true. They'll call me a conspiracy theorist too. It's a way of saying you're probably not lying, but we don't want people to know about it. Do you think some carnivores secretly eat high-quality meat, kind of like the vegans being caught eating meat? The former is a lot easier to hide. I don't think any of the carnivore dieters are legitimate. I mean, Bart K has openly spoken that he's not a carnivore. I doubt Michaela Peterson, if she drinks like a fish every night, she probably doesn't give a shit about the rest of her diet. She probably takes pictures of a couple steaks per week. I highly doubt. Look, let's look at it this way. I'm the only carnivore that's really done day in the life. If you look at my channel and compare it to these other people, Michaela Peterson, Rat Boy, Corn Faker, they're sitting in front of a screen and acting. They're playing an act in front of the camera. They don't show you their lives. They don't really show you their families. They don't do day of eatings. They don't show you what they do because they don't give a shit about you because they're a bunch of fake fucking liar actors. They just sit in front of the camera and tell you what you want to hear. If you think vegans are Masons, then why do you want to date them? Some of them are hot. They don't usually... It's kind of funny. Usually Illuminati Masons, they will not date outside of that secret society. So most of these... I don't even bother messaging some of these people. I've had them try to catfish me on when I was on Tinder. I had a couple of Illuminati and Masons try to catfish me, and there were also some that didn't even know who I was that were messaging me, and I was worried about sending any pictures to them because of if they would just like use it against me in some capacity or in what way. And the way I was able to tell, they'd have tattoos and shit. They had symbolic tattoos, snake tattoos, pyramid tattoos, phoenix tattoos all over them. What about doctors and nurses? Yeah, most of them are Masonic members. That's why they're lying about the hospital. Like, one of the hardest things to fathom is how is it possible that the millions and millions of healthcare workers kept a lie about hospitals being empty for so long? It's because they only care about themselves. They don't want to lose their fucking job. They don't want to be a whistleblower. And even if they did try to expose, they don't have a platform or the charisma to make a video and talk about what's actually happening. And even if they did, it's going to get censored on social media. It's not going to go anywhere. They control everything people see. I just started watching, and YouTube muted you in the first 5-minute segment. I made a mistake, and apparently the people couldn't hear what I was saying when my camera wasn't on. So all of these Freemasons, all of these carnivore dieters, all of these vegan dieters, all these influencers will never tell the truth about COVID or what's going on in the world or the pandemic. And that's how you can tell. Listen, I mean, Rat Boy's a doctor, Corn Faker's a doctor. Good luck getting them to talk about 5G or the truth about what's going on in the world. It's crazy because they'll tell you, oh, nutrient-dense animal foods are great. Go eat some grass-fed liver. And then they'll tell you, oh, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. These people are very clever. They're very deceptive. They're excellent liars. For people to even lump them in the same group as me is a complete fucking joke. All other channels appeal with manipulative methods. Who's Rat Boy? Paul Saladino. I've done 3 videos on him plagiarizing my YouTube content and just stealing my ideas. And it's been my book cover, my podcast name. He starts supplement company. He's basically copied every single thing I've done. And that's why I started looking into why. After Rat Boy copied all of my shit, I was trying to figure out, hold on, why is everyone fucking defending him? This guy blatantly copied all of my shit word for word, and everyone else is defending him. Primal Edge Health even called me on Skype and tried to fucking gaslight me and lie to me. Oh, no, he's just sharing information. Like, go fuck yourself. Stop plagiarizing my shit. Why are you defending him? And because I was trying to figure out what do these people have in common? Why the fuck are they defending him? And then I realized they were all members of Masonry and Freemasons and that type of stuff. You can clearly see the comparison of Michaela Peterson's transformation and standard American diet to the carnivore diet, and she looks way better now. Michaela Peterson's a female. The estrogenic effects of a feedlot beef diet on Michaela is not nearly as significant as it would be on a male. Plus, she's in Canada, so I doubt there's as much atrazine and estrogen in the meat up there. So Michaela, I've talked about that in a video I did on her. The video is titled "Michaela Peterson Wants to Feminize Men." Nurses are useful idiots and they're scared. Yeah, and then the doctors are probably the Masons. When's the Warrior Bar launching? The Warrior Bar is on Frankie's Free Range Meat, but we should be officially launching it relatively soon. Yeah, a lot of the nurses are brainwashed. That's what they've been told in school. Do this and you have a job. It's bullshit. But these people don't care about you. They'll lie about anything, and more and more so they're trying to. It's on many. They're harassing me on many different ways. You have the main influencers trying to discredit me. You know, you literally had Greg Doucette telling people to fucking unsubscribe from my channel. Then you have YouTube throttling my viewers and shit. It's ridiculous. Her dad didn't do well on her carnivore. Who knows if they were ever carnivore? Who knows what they ever did? The Petersons use so many drugs and drink so much alcohol. I think they're probably just a bunch of liars. I wonder when I stop the carnivore diet, these fucking pricks were probably never carnivore. I wonder if they're gonna tell the truth about their alcohol use and shit. It's not that they're lying and they do know better. They're not taught to think critically, just take orders literally. Oh, the nurses, yeah, probably. Yeah, the main reason I did this live stream today is I'm tired of these fucking assholes scheduling live streams at the same time as me. And if they want to keep scheduling live streams at the same time as me and keep making videos harassing me, I'll do this fucking live stream every fucking day. I don't give a shit. I'll come on here every night for an hour and talk shit about Freemasons and how they jerk each other off in the fucking sauna and suck each other off. I don't give a shit. And one other thing about Freemasonry is you have to be a man to join. Biological females are not allowed to join secret societies, to my understanding. That's a pretty important fact there. Why did Jordan Peterson say apple cider vinegar gave him a coma for a month or gave him insomnia for a month? Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day, and there's a lot of metabolic reasons consuming something like that could. I think it was apple cider. I don't think it was apple cider vinegar. I think Jordan Peterson had some apple cider, and what probably happened was he had it fed the candida in his stomach because he was no carb for a while. He probably had some type of liver dysfunction from high iron intake on a carnivore diet. His liver probably dysfunctioned. He probably consumed the sugar, which fed candida overgrowth, which caused a very severe what the hell is the reaction called? Herx reaction, probably a very severe autoimmune reaction in his gut to candida. Very inflammatory, very severe. It could go on for weeks and weeks and weeks if he doesn't know what it was. They want to control the diet, health, fitness narrative, give people quarter answers so they stay sick and keep people in the endless loop. Yeah, of course the goal is to make money. If you tell someone the truth about diet, but if you don't tell someone the truth about radiation or lifestyle or other stuff, there's a reason. How do you know if someone is a Freemason? I mean, we pointed out a couple of things for Primal Edge Health, why he's a very obvious Freemason. There's usually, I mean, one example was that he pushes Christianity. Christianity is a form of control. If someone is pushing Christianity on someone else, they're usually a Mason. They're 100% a Mason. If someone refuses to talk about COVID being fake or the New World Order, they're a Mason. If someone refuses to talk about the dangers of 5G radiation and cell towers, they're probably a Mason. Because those aspects of our modern world and our modern deception are tools used by Masonry in a larger scale to control the population. Christianity is fake. Yeah, and Primal Edge Health, for some reason, has hundreds of people watching him on his live streams every night, despite being a fake Christian shill talking shit about me. So go figure. I mean, I'm gonna end my live stream soon. I encourage you all to go over him and call him a Freemason faggot, courtesy of Frank Tufano. Can we coin that? I'm gonna get a trademark for. I'm gonna get it when I get rich from making all these people look like fucking idiots. I'm going to spend a fair chunk of my personal profit on purchasing the Freemason faggot trademark and putting those signs on the front of everyone's lawn that I don't like. It's painfully obvious when a week after you release a video, someone releases a video with the same info that they copy everything you do. Oh, you know what's fucking pissing me off? There's this fucking... it drives me, these people don't have any fucking creativity. They just copy my, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't want to look through like other people's fucking channels and like start, like if you look at, I fucking hate her. I fucking despise this person. It's probably not even a female. If you look at any of the video ideas of this person, they're basically just taking videos I did a year or two ago and putting a little twist on them and making the same topics. It's fucking disgusting. It's despicable. These people don't deserve any viewers whatsoever. Do I really need to fucking point out that looks like it looks like a dude wearing a fucking wig? Like, do I really have to fucking point it out to you guys? Like, look at her fucking shoulders. Like, have you ever seen a girl with shoulders that fucking wide and hands that big? And she's here to lie to you, to sell you fucking bullshit. She's not sponsored by Frankie's Free Range Meat. She's selling you dog shit. Like, please, I'm getting too angry today. Could it just be ignorance like the general masses? Could what be ignorance? The brainwashing has gotten worse. Frank, do you remember when people used to be cautious about keeping cell phones to their heads? Now no one cares. I was too young to know that. I do know that like I've seen warnings from past literature that you shouldn't put a cell phone next to your head. What about Islam? Is Islam Masonic? Those religions and those countries they're closer to the ancient truths. So Islam, ISIS. I forgot the symbolism of ISIS. ISIS used to be, oh fuck, I can't remember. I have such a bad memory. If I had a good memory, I'd be fucking genius. But um, someone might know in the chat what ISIS actually means. It's something in ancient mythology. They copied liver has DHA, copper deficiency equals histamine, grass-fed beef, raw dairy, salmon, raw honey, but they deny EMF and iron overload. I'm 5'10", have broad shoulders and large hands for a woman. Have you looked in your pants before? Are you sure you're a woman? No, I'm just joking. I mean, there's some biological females that might have slightly more masculine traits, but some of them are very obvious. The goddess Isis? Yeah, I think that. No, guys, it has nothing to do with like that terrorism shit. These carnivores are just ignorant like the general masses. No, Corn Faker was in the fucking military. He's definitely ex-CIA agent. No, I mean, he's not he's ex-military CIA agent. Bart K is ex-military, probably a CIA operative. These people are not ignorant. They're literally fucking agents on a mission. It's kind of funny, actually, that Corn Faker is a fucking CIA agent on a mission to sell people feedlot beef from the Texas Cattlemen's Association. You guys have to understand how this shit, and if I was gonna make a video about this on my main channel, people would just like try to discredit me by calling me crazy and schizophrenic. But Corn Faker, ex-military, high-level Mason, probably reasonably high-level Mason because he's older. Texas Cattlemen's Association, a bunch of old-ass Freemasons trying to sell feedlot beef. They have a hard time selling feedlot beef. What happens when on a large scale the food supply becomes compromised? Very high-level people get involved. They how the fuck do you think the carnivore diet gets on the Joe Rogan podcast? They need people to eat red meat. Red meat sales are fucking tanking. Shit's still going bad. It's all fucking operation. CIA really slinging strip steaks on YouTube? The fucking CIA took down my video of empty hospitals in New York, and the CIA took down my video titled CIA documentary I put documentary Out of Shadows is a CIA psyop. They took the fucking video down. How obvious could it fucking get that the CIA called up YouTube and said, yeah, can you take this down because he's fucking right? If I wasn't right, why the fuck would they take the video down? If I make a video titled Out of Shadows documentary is a CIA psyop, the video gets fucking capped at 5,000 views and no one watches it, and then it disappears from YouTube a week later. Like, fucking ridiculous. The CIA is selling ribeye steaks, not strip steaks. Is Jordan Peterson a shill? I mean, a very obvious one. So let's talk about that a little bit. So Jordan Peterson, obvious, secret society plant. But what are Jordan Peterson's goals? What does he talk about? I mean, I know part of his thing was trying to get young men to improve their lives, and who knows? Maybe there's an epidemic of a bunch of kids just sitting at home all day doing nothing and and just playing video games all day, not contributing to society. Maybe the type of behavior of these young men is not something they wanted to see in their new world order. So maybe Jordan Peterson came along to guide young men into the direction that would make them better cucks. I don't know. That's my theory on that. Jordan Peterson is obviously a gatekeeper. Joe Rogan got kids on weed and psychedelics. That's a big one that I'm surprised he doesn't get called out on for more. Joe Rogan pretending that the main reason mainstream pretends that weed and psychedelics are bad, and that they're like not they're bad, but like the mainstream media, oh, psychedelics and dope is illegal. You can't do that. It's illegal. They want to keep it illegal so people think it's edgy. If that shit was legal, everyone would know it fried your fucking brain and that you shouldn't use it. I was a little bored during the quarantine. Like when I hopped on Tinder, I hooked up with a couple girls, and every single one of them, fucking brain fried pothead, couldn't string a fucking conversation together, yet they wanted me to entertain them. Like I'd rather put on fucking makeup and a dress and talk to myself in a mirror than talk to these fucking girls. At least I would have some fun and entertain myself. And I'd probably be better looking than fucking most of them. It's fucking ridiculous. The potheads, the drugs, the dope, all the shit these people doing, the cell phones all day, they have no fucking brains. Peterson's videos are literally teaching people how to be good slaves. You know, it's funny. I met someone who was, I met a Mason, and he was talking to me about Jordan Peterson, and I told him up front, Jordan Peterson is fake. It's fucking bullshit. And then I found out he was a Mason, and he was like, "What do you mean by masonry? What do you know about masonry?" And I told him like, "Oh, you guys write Babylonian shit and talk about worshiping trans girls." And then he was like, his eyes widened, and he was like, "Oh shit, this guy knows what he's talking about." And he never talked to me again. Jordan Peterson talks about religion a lot. He almost died. He was in Russia for treatment. You know, Russia has a some type of trans factory because those Russian bride websites are all dudes. Like, come on, like, okay, no, let's do this. Let me make an account. Let me make an account. We'll do a whole Russian trans factory live stream. I kind of want to use the word tran like with a Y, but I heard that word's derogatory. But like when a 40-year-old woman has abs and an Adonis belt, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Yeah, no, I'm just looking at these pictures. It's so fucking funny. Like, look at this shit. This chick is 35. Hold on, let me move this. Look at how big her hands are. You will never find a 35-year-old woman that looks like that has fucking abs. Like we'll do a Russian tranny factory live stream. It'll be fucking hilarious. That might get me kicked off YouTube for good. Buy a dickless order bride. Looks like a man. Oh, really? Bummer. Yeah. That honestly, that put a wrench in my game plan. The Russian bride game plan was that was on the table, and then I realized they're selling dudes in dresses. I was disappointed. I was fucking disappointed. I mean, she's hot, not gonna lie. Yeah, but you can't have a fucking child. Russian woman with Slavic genes naturally look more masculine. It's the Slavic genes. So why do they all have fake tits? Why don't they have real tits if they're females? Hello, welcome to Only Russians. That's gonna be my next business plan. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I did notice that the it's kind of hard to tell. I'll agree with you. The Slavic genes, the Eastern European woman, it is hard. They do have more masculine features, but there's still some very obvious ones that are that might just be a trans excuse. I don't know. Yeah, but we got to see the crotch first. Well, they can hide that. Ukraine girls are hot as fuck. Look at Mila Kunis. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that's a dude. Like, some of you guys are still, like, that's a pretty obvious one. Like the female and male skull. The female and male skull are different sizes, but like her head is bigger than Ashton Kutcher's head. Like, that is not a female skull. Like, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. He is a very pretty girl, but like that's a pretty obvious one. Like, look at that. Oh man, look at that thing. Yeah, it's all weird, Holly weird shit. I don't know. We're not talking about that today. Jew heads are different skull shapes too. I haven't looked into that one. Frank, you should have been a comedian. I could have definitely been a comedian. I could honestly probably just rewatch all of my live streams and come up with a common stand-up routine. I'd probably get canceled though, because a lot of my content would be like making fun of women and vegans. You could always put a twist on it to make it approachable. Mia Kunis has kids though. She was pregnant. That's a whole fucking industry, dude. That's a whole fucking industry. Let me ask you something. Why the fuck is it so easy to buy a fake pregnancy bump? Why is it so fucking easy? What, like, you telling me they can't fake a pregnancy? I could fucking fake a pregnancy tomorrow by ordering this bullshit. Look, let's go buy one. Let's fucking buy one. Only $160 to fake your pregnancy, huh? Like, dude. Oh, she had a baby. Really? Or did she take a bunch of pictures with a piece of fucking silicone on her stomach, dude? What else would they be using this shit for? If they weren't fake... If people weren't lying and faking pregnancies, what else would they use these for? What else would they use them for? This is ridiculous. I wish I didn't have to point all this stuff out to people. But she has kids. Yeah, she wore a fake pregnancy bump and someone else gave her their kids. Frank, please fake a pregnancy. Someone buy me one of those dumb fucking moon bumps. Actually, don't buy me a moon bump. Give me some fucking money so I can spend it on something reasonable. Frank, who's the most attractive woman? I found this really pretty girl and I DM'd her on Instagram and she ignored me. So I asked her why her hands were bigger than mine and then she blocked me. She might have been one of the prettiest girls or guys I've seen. Kate Perry got caught with the fake belly, did she? Well, if you guys have any, I mean, I don't. Again, when we mention like the Freemason, the Freemason oath and that type of stuff, most of the information of Freemasonry, the secrets of this earth, our origins, that type of stuff, they're bound by secrets. So to actually answer and to know about this stuff, I don't know about it. And if I was actually a Mason, they probably would have gotten rid of me already with with some of the stuff I've said. So I think that girl Frank went on a Valentine's Day with was hot as fuck. Yeah, that girl was like pretty enough that I'd go out with her, but she wasn't like super pretty that I'd date her again. She's probably just banging some fucking 9 foot tall Tarzan dude anyway. I can't imagine how many guys dressed up as girls have hit you up ever since you've been exposing this. I don't really get a lot of DMs. People don't really bother me on social media. I've had a couple there's been a couple guys that have like DM'd me on Twitter and Instagram and fucking even emailed me, and I'm like, I don't even fucking respond. They think I'm gay. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. I usually laugh when it happens, and I just say, it's fucking funny. Frank with the makeup, beard, and baby bump going vegan would be a good gag. I mean, porch turds. I answered that earlier. It's part of his. Why does he always stream during my streams? Because he is a Freemason, and right now he's trying to harass me. And as I said, definitely go over to. I'm gonna probably end my stream soon, and if you guys want to go over and harass him, you can call him a Freemason and probably get banned from his chat. You could ask him why he's pushing Christianity, which is obvious a form of control, and then you could also ask him why he won't tell the truth about 5G or the New World Order. Frank, were you a stud at the gym? Where did you get this craving for manly girls? Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot of girls like, there might be a couple decent looking girls at gyms, but most of them already have boyfriends or they're married or shit. Where did you get this craving for manly girls? Honestly, it's kind of grown on me the past year. Like, I've almost become like obsessed with it in a way. Because of all this this trans brainwashing shit. It's kind of funny because it seems like a game to them. Like, who can we make how do we make the prettiest boy? Like, there's probably some Jewish surgeon that's known for making the prettiest boys, which is kind of funny to me. And it's like they have a trans competition. You think Jesus is hated to keep it edgy and go along with the Bible? No, I mean, people try to pretend they're against Christianity, but it's bullshit because it's the largest religion in the United States. Can you recommend some good carnivore channels, please? It seems like all of them are in secret societies. I mean, it's not to say that you won't find good information from YouTube channels just because someone's in a secret society. In the context of the carnivore diet, I have any information on the carnivore diet. You will not find anything more on someone else's channel than my own. Do you honestly believe most celebrities are transgender, or is this an elaborate joke? I mean, you can just go look at pictures and decide for yourself. Ariana Grande, I had a guilty pleasure for him this past week. Yeah, I've honestly had enough of this trans bullshit. I can't take it anymore. I'm losing my mind. All right, guys, we'll wrap up the live stream. If you guys, we can do this again if people want to keep scheduling live streams at the same time as mine. We'll just do a Freemason live stream whenever they do. Maybe they'll learn their fucking lesson. If not, we'll see how it impacts their viewership. Why does Corn Faker always look winded? I don't know. I think I think it's pretty well known that he drinks a lot of alcohol, doesn't he? Hasn't he shown up like red-faced and drunk on fucking videos and shit? I don't know. How come you haven't gotten a girlfriend? I haven't really focused on it at all. And it's I mean, it's in New York, it's difficult. Especially with the COVID nonsense right now. But no, I haven't. I've been on a date since last year. I like how the carnivores try to catch up with you. Yeah, they're gonna be playing catch up for a long time because they're not smart enough to do things on their own. Carnivores all drink liquor. Yeah, I gotta make a joke. I wish I had more like proof. Like we know they all fucking booze it up. Like we know Michaela Peterson's in fucking Russia drinking vodka with some tall, handsome dudes all day. Like we know what Michaela Peterson likes to fucking do. We just don't have video evidence of it. So if anyone wants to send me video evidence, I will offer a reasonable monetary reward, probably at least several $1,000s. But these people won't rat their own out for a few $1,000. Yeah, I want to cut my hair, but I don't know how true the sense bullshit stuff is about the long hair. But thank you guys for joining me today. If someone brings up these other carnivores, these other dietary influencer channels, just tell them that they're a bunch of Freemason faggots and that you shouldn't listen to them because they're all part of a secret society that's controlling. Oh, it's a long explanation, but just tell them they're just. The word shill is a pretty good explanation. And then you can try to point out some obvious facts. But you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video. And if you guys want to help me out, Rat Boy is I think Rat Boy is going to be on Joe Rogan this week. So we're going to definitely post a few videos about his plagiarism. And if there's one thing I'm going to do this month, I'm going to get as many people as possible to know that Paul Saladino is a copycat plagiarizing asshole, and he's done it to more people than myself, and all he cares about is money. And if it didn't impact myself and my viewers and my personal business, I wouldn't give a shit. But he picked on the wrong person, so too bad. But I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video. We'll do another live stream on Thursday. Hopefully we don't have to talk about the Freemasons again, but maybe I'll put together a more in